A Yorkshire, a Yorkshire Childhood, Chapter 26. Josh sat next to him on the front seat and marvelled at the sparkling windscreen. It was another lovely day, and they were determined to make the most of it. Once again, the car trundled down the lane until it got to the crossroads. Left or right, said Tom, smiling. Right, said Josh. After 10 minutes of driving and pondering where to go, they pulled up to a gas station, and Tom pumped the car full of petrol. And with an excited look on his face, Josh could see his thoughts in motion like well-oiled cogs. Tom handed Josh a mint and then declared, "Do you want to see Big Ben?" Josh was stunned. He'd always wanted to, but it always seemed too far away. At least 100 miles, he thought. It was exciting as they got closer, and the signs flew by, and soon they were witnessing the sights they had only seen on the TV or on postcards. Josh looked up at Big Ben, and he was amazed at the size of it. He wondered what they would do if the hands stopped, and he was so engrossed that he didn't notice the busy traffic and the people passing by. Living in the countryside, he was unused to such hustle and bustle, and he found it at once exciting and a bit scary. He posed for pictures at all the famous landmarks, and they walked on to Trafalgar Square. And Tom helped Josh climb onto the lions, even though he was a little old to do so. Then they headed for Hyde Park, sipping milkshakes and looking like typical tourists. Josh had never been so happy, and he loved London. It was so exciting. The pain of the last few weeks melted away, and when the sun came out and glistened on the pond, it was as if a new bright future had opened up before them. Josh was amazed at the crowds outside Buckingham Palace, and he wondered if the Queen would be coming out to greet people. It was like a fairy tale. After a few hours of looking, they were exhausted, and Tom suggested having something to eat. The problem was there was so much choice it was difficult to make a decision. Finally, they settled on a pizza, which was something they never had. They sat together on a park bench and dived in. Tom was pleased that Josh was smiling and looking happy, as he was all he had in the world, and he wanted the best for him. They were a team, and he was determined they would help each other keep going. Newly energized, they set off to the National Gallery and spent the hours looking at all of the wonderful paintings. It was an education to both of them. Josh felt like taking the Monets home with him, as they were so beautiful, but he knew he couldn't do that. Soon it was time to go home. They'd had a great time, but night was drawing in. Tom sat on the comfy leather seat. He could feel himself getting sleepy as he watched the windscreen wipers swish across the screen like a metronome. Tom turned on the radio to drown out Josh's snoring and to keep him awake too.